Right, new topic. New bangle, new nails, black for intense severe pain, and red for some bleeding. In this session, we are going to have some story time, and the first story that we're going to read is called Matilda's Agony. Matilda was a happy teenager who had normal periods and no dysmenorrhea at all, until her early 20s, when she, for some reason that nobody could explain to her, started getting the most debilitating period pains. Matilda got into university and she was so happy to be there. She was going to be the first graduate in her family, but at the end of the day she had to drop out because the pain was so incredibly bad that she was missing so much time and not making her DP, and she was failing her tests. She managed to get a job at a local bookstore, but again the pain was so debilitating that the time she took off work, the people there just didn't take very kindly to it, so eventually she was forced to leave. She had been in a long-term relationship, but because she was so miserable and because she was so sore when having sex and that she didn't want to have sex, her boyfriend broke up with her, and he broke up with her over the phone. She was devastated. She became extremely depressed due to the pain, due to her lack of employment, and due to the relationship breakup. 10 years after the initial symptoms began, Matilda met a friendly doctor in a hospital who actually listened to her symptoms and did not dismiss her period pain as simply normal period pain. The doctor did a full assessment and got her in touch with a multidisciplinary team who was able to help her manage her pain much better, even though the pain didn't fully go away. So that is the story of Matilda. Now we are going on to Ncumisa's pain and bleeding. Now, you might think that these two stories I'm telling you are extremely over the top and melodramatic, but they are both based on tons and tons of patients that I've seen over the years. So all of these are kind of composites of real patients that I've seen before. So this is Ncumisa. Just like Matilda, Ncumisa was a normal adolescent. She had normal periods, and even through her early 20s, everything was normal. She got married and had 2 children. After her second baby, she started having severe period pains and severe heavy menstrual bleeding. And everyone just told her that this was normal. Oh, because she was in so much pain a lot of the time, and because of the heavy bleeding, she became very anemic and got very dizzy. And she couldn't cope with both mothering her children and working, so she had to make a choice between the two, and she ended up giving up her job. Just like Matilda, she also didn't want to have sex with her husband because it was so incredibly painful, and he became very verbally and emotionally abusive towards her about this, making all kinds of accusations about why she didn't want to have sex with him. To try and control the pain, both so that she could be a parent to her children and so that she could try and have sex with her husband, she started taking a lot of painkillers. And in fact, she became addicted to codeine. This meant that she was even less available to her family. And because of her lack of functioning, the abuse in her household from her husband escalated and became physical. Eventually, many years later, just like Matilda, Ncumisa came into contact with a friendly doctor who really listened to her symptoms, did a proper, thorough assessment, and eventually got her the help that she needed with a multidisciplinary team. And again, just like Matilda, even though the pain wasn't completely gone, it was certainly much better and her life could continue. So those are two stories that highlight some of the issues that arise when we are talking about endometriosis, Matilda, and adenomyosis, Ncumisa. The next video is going to be a little bit about the pathophysiology and how to make the diagnosis.